Demon tied to a chair in my brain.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Animatic Monster Project podcast. I'm John the Cruciak. With me as always is my co-host Jake.
Hello.
It is June 30th. It's the last day of June
Last
2014.
day. Tomorrow
Ugh.
is the Blessed Canada Day.
Oh yeah. I got a day off. It's going to be great.
I work time and a half. I get extra money.
Oh.
Yay.
Oh my god. It is a glorious day.
Yeah. We're recording outside.
Yeah. It's so nice.
It's all John's idea.
In the shade.
And I agree.
I was lying in the dark in my room because I'd shut the shades. And I'm like, oh, it's so nice in the shade. I want to record outside. I'm like, that's the best idea I've ever had.
We should definitely do more of this as long as the weather is good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so, Jake, what's been going on with you? Besides not putting up the podcast from last week. You thought I wasn't going to mention it, were you?
No, I figured you would.
So, yeah, Jake did not put up the podcast that we recorded 2 weeks ago.
Yep. It's... All the files are there.
Yep.
It's just not up. I didn't put it up. My bad.
God damn it.
But good news. I'm down to part-time now.
That's good.
I'm no longer full-time associate.
That's great stuff.
So I have more time to work on things, which
More
is
time
good.
to not put up the podcast. Continue. I had to do the joke. Please continue with your week.
Well, I've got 4 or 5 commissions for design work going on right now, so the extra time off is really good because I can actually get that stuff done.
Yeah.
Which is good. I'm happy about that.
That's good stuff.
I think I made a good choice.
Definitely. Oh.
What about you, John?
Not a whole lot's changed. I've just been sort of planning all the stuff I want to do, all my little art projects and stuff to fix up my portfolio. I got to finish the Danger Cats comics. I think there's only 1 or 2 left to do. I can't remember. I have to look at which ones I finished. I know I have at least 3 done, so
Okay.
I don't know if I'll do a 4th one and then a 5th one, or just one big final one. I think I'll do the 2.
All right.
I finished the commission I did for a coworker of mine, so I made $50 total.
Good.
Just a little portrait, paper and ink, of his dog.
Yeah, I saw you working on that the last time we were
And
here.
it didn't. I tried to make it a painting. I was going to surprise him, make it a painting. Man, I'm out of practice in painting. And I wasn't good to start with, so a lot of problems trying to paint a dog that has that really annoying color to pick out. Like, it's a beigey fur color with a lot of white. And he wanted this one pose that it was in where it was like up on a rock, and it's just so hard the way the light was hitting it to make it stand out. And I'm like, well, he wants it to be as realistic as possible, which is already a negative point because I'm not a realist. I'm very far from realism when it comes to art. And I'm just like, oh, this is not turning out the way I want it. So I'm like, you know what? I know he's fine with it being just paper and ink, so that's what it's going to be. And I went with that, and it turned out a lot better. And I got to use my cool brush pens that I haven't used a lot.
Brush pens.
I need to buy more of them, because now I want to use them more, especially with the Danger Cats comics. That's how I've been making them. Parallel Panels, working on that. I have some plans for that. I'm not going to go into, but it will be coming back, which I said last time. But you didn't hear that. Yet.
Yet. Yes.
I know you put up that tweet. I've just been working. I bought a game on Steam sale.
Oh.
Steam Summer Sale. I got Deus Ex Human Revolution for
Ooh.
$4.99, I think it was.
That's a good
it was
price.
ridiculously cheap. I was
Ridiculous.
I was looking on Steam because I hadn't opened it in a while. I'm like, I wonder if the sale's still going. Oh, yeah, it is. I'm looking around. I'm like, there's some good games, but I don't really want to buy anything that's over $20. and I just found this bunch of $4.99 ones, and I'm like, oh, Deus Ex is here. I've never played that before. I wanted like a game that was sort of had RPG elements to it, not a full blown one because I couldn't find a good RPG I liked for cheap. And I picked Deus Ex, and it's fun. I actually spent like the majority of yesterday playing it to the point where I was like, okay, I need to not touch it for the majority of today because my hand hurt. I was pressing my mouse so much, I'm like, my finger hurts.
Wow.
Like, my only break was to go to the bathroom and, like, eat dinner. I stood up from my chair, I'm like, okay, yeah, that was a mistake.
You gotta move.
I know. I was like, alright, if I play it again the next day, it's only going to be for, like, maybe 2 hours or 3 hours, like, at the most. I'll set a timer or something. Just like an egg timer. Tick, tick, next to me.
Timers are good.
But it's really fun. Although I've run into a problem with the game.
Oh, what's that?
There is a mission where I had to find a guy named Tong and talk to him and get information from him. And I eventually ended up in this seedy bar. This was like crazy dance club bar. And I went all the way to the top, and I found this bartender, this old bartender that wasn't there the first time I was in there, in that room. And I talked to him, and he's kind of giving me the runaround. And I eventually exhaust all of my conversation points with him, essentially. Like, people only have a set amount of dialogue. And eventually, I piss him off. I picked the wrong dialogue option, and he goes, Tong doesn't want to talk to you. Get out of here. And that's all he'll say to me. And I'm like, all right, well, whatever. I'll just, hack into the... Because you can hack doorway stuff. It's like the future. So I'll sneak up to this door, and I'll hack into it, and I'll just go see Tong. I'll hack into the door, or... There's nothing in here. It's a hallway that leads to the basement. Tong's not there. And I'm like, I pull up my phone and I Google who Tong is in Deus Ex Human Revolution, because I've never seen him, they didn't give me a picture or anything. It's the old man I was talking to. I'm like, it was that motherfucker. I try to talk to him again. He won't talk to me.
Tong doesn't want to see.
But my mission is still, like, the only mission I have left, my only objective is find Tong and talk to him. I'm like, I talked to him. He wouldn't talk to me. He wouldn't give me the next objective. Objective. And I'm like, what does this game want me to do?
So it's a glitch.
I think it is. I think it is glitched. I'm like, oh, but I got through the whole friggin' level and I upgraded all my stuff. I don't want to start over.
Oh.
Like, I can't interact with him in any way. I couldn't even attack him. I was like, I wonder if I just, like, sneak up on him and hit the attack button. Will I knock him out? Nothing. Nothing happens. I shot him with a taser. Nothing. The model just acts scared and falls over. So I got really frustrated. I knocked out 3 civilians and dragged their unconscious bodies behind the bar with him and just laid them at his feet. I'm like, are you going to talk now? and then I shut the game off because I have no idea what to do anymore. I was like, it's either glitched or there's something else I need to do.
See if there's some kind of fix for it.
I don't know. I think I just have to restart. I'm like, oh, but I finished this super long side quest. Because I was doing a side quest along with the main quest, and it took forever to do it. And just, I'd lose all the experience points and everything. Terrible. But yeah, that's what I did yesterday.
Don't you have a save you can fall back on?
I can, but again, like, I advanced so much. I'm like, I don't want to have to go and find all that stuff I found, because I also just explored, like, the area for a lot and found a lot of stuff. I'm like, I don't have to do that all again. So hopefully I don't have to restart everything, but I might have to. Oh.
Man.
But yeah, that's about it.
Alright.
Just been having fun. I also had the house to myself for a while, which was good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with no one to complain about, what to make for dinner, I made what I liked all the time. I'm like, stir fry almost every night. Delicious rice and noodles. So good. Every meal had jalapenos, pretty much.
Delicious, easy to make food.
Oh, so good. Rice and veggies and hot sauce and jalapenos. fish and chicken. Oh, so
It sounds like a good time.
I took pictures. They're great. I kept sending them to my buddy Kyle. I'm like, hey, Kyle, check it out. Stir fry. Stir fry, motherfucker. They look so good. Delicious.
So, we have anything to report for Enigmatic Monster itself?
I don't think so. I think we're all just working on our short stories at
Yeah.
this point. I need to start typing up mine. I have the rough idea in my head now. I just need to lay it out.
Alright.
That's about it for Enigmatic Monster. Penny posted a series of minimalist film posters she did.
Yes, I saw that.
There's 4 of them.
Yeah.
One's for Psycho, one's for It, Alien, and what's the other one? Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
And I think It and Silence of the Lambs, which was the Psycho, were the strongest ones she did because they imply more, and the Silence of the Lambs and Alien are more on the nose. Like Alien has the alien on it, which looks great. They're really cool, really great drawings, really good art pieces. But I find It and forgetting the name already. Psycho, or just really cool, cool pieces that imply a lot, and then you just outright say this is a movie where this happens, because they're horror movies and they should, they imply and they show and not tell, and they only show a little bit, and it makes it scary.
Yes.
So check those out. They're
Yeah.
good. They're really great. Enigmatic Monster Volume 2, I think we got another 3 months? Something like that?
For Volume 3, you mean?
For Volume 3? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, because Volume 2 is already
Volume
up.
2's out.
And it's amazing.
Yep.
I've read through it completely now.
I still haven't read through it completely. I flipped through a lot of the stories. I noticed mine has a spelling mistake. Right at the end, like it's missing, or it's a grammar mistake, it's missing a period. And I'm like, you're reading a couple words. I'm like, really glad my computer exploded and I couldn't catch that. But I fixed it.
That's good.
I think I fixed it on the site too. I had to submit. I applied for a job that needed me to submit writing, so I submitted that.
Alright. Cool. I applied to a job recently, too.
Yeah. But I'm excited for all the stuff I have. I actually came up with a funny idea at work to do a Game of Thrones style tattoo. Do you remember? You've seen the first season, right? No, you haven't seen
No,
it?
still reading the books. I could watch them at any time now because I'm well beyond where they are in the show.
No, we're past what? Clash of Kings? I think that's where they are. In
Yeah.
the book? Yeah.
I'm at a Feast for Crows.
Yeah, Feast for Crows. So, it was good old Jon Snow.
Yes.
They've really kicked it up a notch in this last season. It's doing really good. But I had a cool idea for a Game of Thrones tattoo, which is a skull. And you know Serial Forelli, the dancing master for
Yes.
Arya Stark. It's that thing he says. There's only one God. His name is Death. What do we say to him? Not today. I had an idea of a skull with smoke coming out of it, and the smoke forms the letters for not, and then just today in like a fancy sort of script underneath.
That sounds good.
I know. I thought, I'm like, I would totally get that tattoo if I had hundreds of dollars to blow. That's the thing. Like, I love the idea of getting tattoos. I'm like, I do not have hundreds of dollars to just waste on a needle being stabbed into me over and over again. Like, I could have paid rent with this, or I could have bought groceries, or paid my bills, or...
Yeah, it's hard if you're only making enough to live from paycheck to paycheck to be able to get other little things
I don't know
like
how
that.
people who have, like, tattoos and don't work, like, good-paying jobs do it. Like, do you just not eat?
It's one or the other.
Like, alright, I can pay my rent, get a tattoo, or eat. I can do 2 of these things. What should I do? And I guess some people just choose to have a house and tattoos and no food. Like, I'd probably just say, like, I think I'll just wait to get this tattoo. because the tattoo idea will always be there.
Yeah.
I always want the tattoo if you want it bad enough. But I don't know. I always see people with a million tattoos and I'm like, oh, I'm so broke. Well, maybe if you fucking didn't spend money on tattoos. Like, for real. I feel bad when I spend $20 on a t-shirt online. I'm not blowing hundreds of dollars on ink.
Permanent ink.
Permanent ink. I'm not disparaging tattoo artists. What they do is cool and awesome, but, like, really? Like, I remember my friend, he went on a road trip and came back with a tattoo. I'm like, how much does that cost you? And I think he said $350 for a Carpe Diem tattoo.
Okay.
Fancy script and everything. And it looks great. But I'm just like, you just blew what is essentially an entire of one of my paychecks, give or take.
Yep.
On ink. On your arm. If I look up online, I can do the same thing with a broken pen. Like,
but then, yeah. Well, you always run the risk of doing something wrong if you're.
well,
if you're an amateur.
getting a tattoo that way is wrong.
Sure.
It'll still be a tattoo. It won't be a good one. But it'll be a lot cheaper than a fucking real one.
It all depends on who you know too.
Oh my god! Just
Plus, I mean, you got to think they're artists too, right?
yeah, they're
So-
artists. They deserve to be paid for their work and their time, and they have to buy new equipment and clean it and all that shit. It is expensive. I remember watching Sam, a guy we went to college with, order stuff online. I'm like, how expensive is this stuff? And it was like $50 for needles and more ink and all this stuff. I'm like, wow, he's just
You drop 200 here, you drop a couple 50s there, you drop this, and you just
and he
to
was
get
and he would
everything.
just spend the money because he had his own business, big
Yeah.
tattoos. So
and technically any of that stuff he can
Write
he
off,
bought
probably.
he can write off because it's a business expense because
Yeah.
without that stuff
as
you
long
can't
as
run
he's
your
smart on
business.
his taxes, yeah,
Mhm.
probably get some money back.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that was a weird segue.
Yep.
I saw Rob Ford on TV today.
Rob Ford.
Yeah, he's back from 2 months of rehab, still incredibly fat, and lying about being sorry for doing drugs. I have never seen more crocodile tears, except from an actual crocodile that was crying. Just like, oh, I'm so sorry for everything. I know. All I can think of as I'm listening to him is bullshit, and why am I watching this? And then I got up and laid down on my bed in the shade. I was like, better.
And then the day got
So much better.
500%
I
better.
put my feet up.
Nice.
I was like, oh, so good. Why was I watching Rob Ford?
Yeah. Well, I think that about covers it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's about all we have.
Well, that's our past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And what little enigmatic monster news. I guess that's it. So keep monstrous, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Demon tied to a chair in my brain.